Yeah. Hmm.
Awesome. All right, we're off to a bad start. Turn the music down. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna move this in here. Okay, we are live, James.
Cool.
This is it. This is our. I mean, I don't know why. I'm still learning. This is a test stream here. We're gonna see
Yeah.
how this goes, and I mean, as far as I know right now, it's working. We're out there.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
happen to be watching,
I
anybody
think.
out there, if you're on YouTube or I am going to Facebook, my personal Facebook page here. I don't know if anybody be interested in that or not on this, but it's just a test. So if you're out there on Facebook, if you could leave me a comment or say something, I don't know how that's going to come through here. We're using a third party software that should be filtering all this through and coming in. I'm Austin, and if you don't know, this is James. Me and James worked together for a long time, and we're doing the stream on mainly focusing on the YouTube channel here. Something we're going to start trying to do. I feel like I'm coming through really hot. Can you hear me okay, James?
Yeah, I think the music might be just a. Oh, okay.
There we
I
go.
was gonna say
It's
it's a
over.
it's a tad loud. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just blare music this whole time. Yeah, we'll figure out how to cue all that up here on that.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm using a whole new setup here in my office, and I'm trying to figure. Oh, there we go. Brightness. Ah, there we go. Now I can see you better. I can see you now. All right.
Cool.
So I'm kind of hoping that we get. Oh look, Caitlin checking in from Facebook. It says. I don't. That's
Hey.
cool. So let's see.
Yeah, that's cool that you
Let's
can see
see how this
that. Yeah.
works. So I should be able to. Oh my gosh, there's windows popping up here. Okay, so I should be able to bring this up on the screen here, maybe. Caitlin checking in from Facebook. There we go. Now, I think I can actually edit this here, make it a little more branded, which I'll do another
Wait.
time, I think. But yeah, you can't see the comment though, can you?
No. Hold on. No, not through Ecamm.
Okay, so apparently we're working on Facebook here. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right. Yeah.
are you able to bring the stream up on YouTube or not? Yeah. So, if anyone
On
out
YouTube.
there
Yeah.
has used Ecamm before, I literally downloaded, started using it. What, like 2 days ago, James? We started messing with this.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to figure out, because some of the things we want to do here is I want to share some of our pre-production processes here, whether that's storyboarding, shot listing, brainstorming, on not just client work, but also I think it'd be fun to stream our narrative projects that we've been working on, and try to bring people in on more of the background stuff that is a little more raw. And I think that's a lot of fun. We learn a lot behind the scenes. I mean, every day you're doing something wrong and learning something. So I think it'd be kind of fun to
Mm-hmm.
stream that kind of content. But um, I don't know how to share the host screen with the guests. I can get the guests to I can get their screen in if they want to share their screen, but I cannot figure out how to share the host screen with the guest. And for us to do what we want to do, it'd be kind of important. If not, we can have everybody here in my office, and that'll work. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so far this has been pretty neat. But where did my comments go? So Caitlin's comment's still up. There's a countdown.
Oh,
I can
you
edit
know what?
that.
No, now I see it because I wonder if.
Wait, you see you see her comment there?
Yeah, I do now. I wonder if it's because I brought up the YouTube live and then it's now I can see it within Ecamm. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's a thing. Okay.
I don't know. Now I lost my mouse. I have so many monitors here in front of me now. Um,
Yeah,
so
I think
that's.
it's
Oops. I don't want to move me and lock this scene. Lock it down.
it's funny because when you mentioned that you were trying out Ecamm, and I was like, wait a second, I was like, that's what we've been using for the live streams at my work, and well, we don't dive anywhere near as much as you have
Oh,
into
really?
the
It's
program.
been pretty
Yeah,
neat. And now I threw off our
yeah.
squares I spent so much time getting. There we go. Now lock it. I think it's straight. Yeah. No, it's not. I don't know how to. Of course, I had this perfect. I had this perfect. Nobody's gonna believe me, but
Right. As
we
soon as it
we did
goes
some
live,
tests
it's
the other
like,
day, and this
yeah,
was all fine.
right.
But now I can't get James's square. I need James's
Um,
square to line up. But well, in the meantime, I thought we could talk about some camera stuff we're doing, or camera
mhm.
stuff we're doing. Cameras we've bought,
Cameras you've got.
film stuff we're doing, whether it's passion projects, work. All right, I don't know. Can you see this? You can't see the squares though, James, can you?
Um, not through
Really
Ecamm, but
stupid scenes. I'm getting frustrated.
oh, I see what you're
This is
doing on
very professional.
the live. Okay.
Very professional here, aren't we?
Yeah, the best.
Well, that's the point of this stream, so we're figuring it out. I can't
Mhm.
see because there's all this crap in my way. Get Caitlin's comment off here. Well, you guys can't see what I'm seeing, but I got all this crap in the way, and I can't. There was a way to like clear the screen so I can see. We're still not lined up.
Hmm.
Um, Caitlin texted me, "Why is my comments on the screen?" Because I left it there. There's a countdown timer. It's default of like 15 seconds, and it moves on. All
Mhm.
right, this is not. Hold up, hold up. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna shrink me to match you because I can't get you to match me. There we go. Maybe ish. All right. It's probably the closest we're gonna. This bugs me so much.
Hmm.
There, there. That's good enough. Locking down. I'm done messing with that. So yeah, some of the things we want to do here is kind of bring people behind the scenes of what we're working on and being able to live stream it. I think is fun. Storyboarding, any pre-production. Even we have. I can bring it up here and probably see if this works. We're going to the next scene here. I have an. There we go. It worked. All right, an edit with me, where in this screen here we could bring up any project we're working on and almost edit live
Mhm.
with people if they want to watch us or just. I mean, even this is being recorded to YouTube, so even on just the playback. I'm not expecting a bunch of people to come and rolling in here now. The channel, we ain't that big. We ain't that big yet. You know, I don't know how much. Oh my gosh, I'm already screwing this whole thing up. I need to lock my scenes down. Anyways, I'll go back to. We're not gonna mess with that screen right now. So we're back
Also,
here.
I gotta say that I love that Absurd Productions hat.
Oh, the hat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
so
I forgot.
nice.
We got some merch here on the YouTube channel. There's links in our videos. It might be under this one. I'm not. I'll go back and edit it on the playback to support our channel and support us and what we're doing here too. We also have some merch. We don't really push it out there hard,
Mhm.
but we do have some merch. This hat is not on there. This was I had custom made somewhere,
Oh, nice. Okay.
but we're still working on some stuff, more fun stuff to have there. We got popcorn guy stickers.
Yes,
We
yeah.
have. I
But
can't
it
show
was
it here.
t-shirts too, right? Or Once Upon a Time?
Yeah, we got them on t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah,
Popcorn
that's right.
guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Review chat. I lost my chat window now.
Hmm. What the heck?
So where is it at? There it is. And we got Caitlin also on YouTube here. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this up here. No one can see what I'm doing, but I'm moving a bunch of windows all over different screens, trying to figure out what's the most comfortable here to do this. So yeah, Caitlin, and now she's on YouTube, so we got a comment on YouTube, and I can bring this up. Oh, I can ban her right here too. We can ban
Wow,
Caitlin.
okay.
Ban, ban. Um, but I can edit this, and I wonder if I should do this live. This might be fun. I don't know. People don't care to see this, but this is a test stream, so this is more for us. And if people want to jump in here and talk to us, they can. Ask us
Mhm.
anything about cameras, filmmaking. What are you shooting with? I'm curious what people are shooting with. What's the best camera to get the cinematic look? Um,
Hmm.
text box says shrink. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be messing with this live because I don't really know how to. Oh well, I'll leave it. So Caitlin's our only viewer, and the comment's gone now. Yeah. So I think we'll just leave it here for now. I'm not gonna mess with it, but we can
Okay.
mess with it later. The fact that we are in and we're live, cameras working, audio's coming through. That's a win-win-win-win for us. So,
Absolutely.
um, yeah. So you bought some new cameras, James, that I haven't
I
been able to
did.
actually talk to you about or see
I,
yet this year.
I well, in person, yeah, this thing, the Fuji G617, look at that freaking thing.
That thing, it looks like it's from
I
World War
mean,
II. It looks like a World
literally it
War II
does.
weapon. Like that's off a tank. What is that?
Yeah, it's insane. So this is, I mean, it's a panoramic film camera. The thing is like, I don't know. It feels like it's like 10 pounds. Um, it oddly enough, it still shoots, 120 film. Um, but like as you go up, you get less and less photos. But with this being a panoramic film camera, with like medium formats, you get 10 photos, right?
Mm,
So it's like, oh, okay, well that's fine. But with this panoramic, you get four. You
jeez.
get four
So what's that
shots.
cost? What's the cost per photo?
I've never broken it down that way, but um, because each roll for 120 is like around $20. So, but it was like because I got this at Roberts. I've been looking at one for a long time, and I was like, I really want. It's very the camera is very situation like for super specific situations because you're not going to shoot on it all the time where you're only getting four photos.
So what's it equivalent to like width wise? Like what's the is it
It's
like
6 by 17.
so like I'm not a film photographer like at all. So what does that mean? Like what lens would I have to put on my camera to get the width? Not a
Mm,
panoramic photo, obviously, on any camera that doesn't do that. But like, what's it equivalent to width wise? Does that even make sense? Does that
like
question even make sense? I don't even know because they're
like
really wide photos on
yeah,
those
oh
cameras.
yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. You're talking about going from that to like digital,
Uh,
like
yeah,
the
like if
that
I were
I
to
don't
put a
know.
camera next to that on the panoramic photos, have you used it yet?
I have not actually.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
waiting for the weather to get nice and hopefully go out to maybe like the countryside and kind
oh
of try
yeah,
it out.
yeah, we're getting there. It's starting
Yeah.
to really warm up here. Yeah, because
Well,
next time when you get it out and get some photos, we get back on here, and if you would be able to send them, I can bring them up
mhm.
live here too.
Yeah, the thing is the like viewfinder that's on top of it, it's actually not like when you're looking through it, it's not what you're taking a photo of. Like everything you see is not what's going to be in the photo. It's really weird. So
So
I know other people like would have other like another camera set to what would actually be in frame, and then that way they can make sure they have all their settings right, or not settings, but like um yeah, it's just a really honestly, it's a weird camera. But it's one of the is it one of I can't think of another panoramic film camera. I mean, I'm sure there is out there, but I mean nothing like this. This thing literally came in its own suitcase.
what do you have that near you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And cuz it came out it has like all the foam. Let's see. See, it has the all the cutouts and everything for it. And I mean, it's like
That's
it's
so
not
cool.
small. Like it's thick. Like so yeah, this thing is really cool. Like I'm super excited to try it out. It definitely wasn't cheap by any means, but
Yeah, it's so I've never even seen anything like that at all.
yeah.
I didn't even know something like that existed. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
My dog is like, what are you? He is trying to climb up in my office chair right now. Kratos,
Oh my gosh.
what's wrong?
He's
Oh,
like,
he's
I
been
want to
so
join the
needy
live.
lately. He's got a bath, so he's like cold now. All right, Caitlin's leaving some comments here. What we got? Well, thanks, Caitlin, for being our one. She says, I can't. Okay, so this is fun. I can't see the whole comment. How do I even. There we
Oh
go.
yeah. I say I
There
can
we
see
go.
it, yeah.
And I can't read
Yeah.
it. It's. with this.
Do you want me to read it?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it
Okay.
within Ecamm.
Yeah, if you would read it, I can't see it.
Yeah. So Caitlin said, would a panoramic film camera like that have a similar effect as shooting on an anamorphic lens, like how an anamorphic 50 looks way wider than a typical 50? Yeah, yeah, it would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
interesting. But is your
Yeah,
that
because
camera's
this
not
is
only it's not only just it's not squeezing in the lens though, is it?
no, huh?
How does that?
Well,
Because like, can you hold it up again? Do
yeah,
you have
yeah.
the? I gotta edit this so I can read these comments here. Um, can you see like Doesn't it have like three holes or something? Or what am I thinking of? I thought like three lenses in the. What's the lens look like when you take it off the cap off?
Oh, I can show you. Yeah, because this is a fixed. Now they do have a newer version. Let's see if I can get this correct. There we go. Kind of.
Wait, see the
um,
viewfinder. I see the viewfinder on top.
yeah,
Hold
yeah,
up.
this one right here. Yeah,
I
so
need
it's
to.
not like it's so weird because you can definitely tell. Obviously, I mean it's film, so it's. I feel like it's almost useless, kind of in a way. Um, I don't think I would necessarily ever really use it. I mean, this camera, like I said, there's a newer version now. I don't remember if it's called the same. I don't think it's. I don't think it is, but anyways, that one has it to where you can take the lens off, but this one is fixed. So, but
So
this
you
cage
can't
is
change what? So the one where the lens comes off. What mount is it? Is it its own mount?
the one that you can take the lens off.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I'm not sure. 'Cause I haven't looked at that one in depth too much because that one's way more expensive. But honestly, the nice thing about this is this like little cage thing has like a leveler on it.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
cool. Actually, I like that. Cameras should have
but I
physical
mean,
levels on them. That would be nice.
yeah, but this is mainly for the lens because like back here is like kind of like it's super fragile, so
Yeah.
you don't want it like bumping into anything because otherwise, I mean, this thing could. I don't know if it can necessarily take a hit, on anything.
So
So
what
it's
is that
like
thing?
super babying it.
What's it called?
What's that?
What's the name of that camera?
Oh, the Fuji G617.
Fuji G617.
Hmm.
Never heard of it. So I'm playing with
Yeah,
Sims right now, and I think I
I
got a little
didn't
screen.
either until one of my photographers that always like he's like I think one of his missions is to get like the whitest photos that you can within a film camera. So I think because he got one, and then that's when I kind of went on the hunt for one, and they're not like obviously like if you're looking on eBay, there are all sorts of different prices, and like some or like $3,000 range, and I'm like I'm not paying that much for that. I did not pay that much for this. So I think this one
That's
was
crazy.
like 2 grand. I think.
And how old is it?
Oh, it was 1970 in the 70s, I believe,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly. I think honestly, all the film cameras I have range between 1960 to 80 to 80s. Yeah.
I'm hearing a bunch of. I wonder if anybody. It's probably just Caitlin watching. Anybody on the live? Are you hearing like humming from? I don't know if it's my. I think it's my end.
Hmm. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, it's my. I know what it is. It's my dehumidifier. I can hear it all the way in here.
Oh, okay.
That's in the living room. My door is open because my dog was in here right when we went live, and I couldn't shut it. I don't want to shut him in here. He would throw a fit. Um, because if I shut him in here, he wants out. If I shut him out, he wants in.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
annoying. I can go shut that off here in just a second. But is that the only thing you bought?
Yeah, I was looking before we started this live. I was trying to see if I bought anything else, but not really.
Since
Yeah,
we talked, though, I mean, you've had, well, maybe not this year, but you got a Canon
yeah, I did buy the Canon R5. Yeah,
R5.
I got I got sick and tired of using Works, and now that's getting a little dicey to where they're like, we don't really want you, keeping the camera. So I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what? I'm just gonna buy my own.
understandably. Yeah, as well as it's cool you
Yeah.
got to get to use it and know it. And I've never
Hmm.
shot on any of the newer R cameras. I thought I was going RF mount this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Thought I was, but did not. Um,
Well,
yeah,
the Canon brought out the R5 Mark II, and honestly, as much at the price difference, it's not. I don't, in my opinion, it's definitely not worth it at
really, I don't
all.
know the specs.
Like,
Like, what is it that doesn't make it worth it?
um, I, so with the regular R5, you have. a CFast and just a regular memory card slot, right? But with the R5 Mark II, there's two memory card slots. So that's nice, but the way I shoot and like especially like for my work, like it I never would need that to be honest. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
There we go.
There we go.
Because I
Yeah.
muted myself, that's why.
Oh, okay.
I went to, while you were talking, I went to shut my door real quick. Because I'm still hearing that humming, and I have my. I don't know if it's. I'm using a new uh, interface here. I don't know if anybody can see. It's the Shure. I forget what it's called. MV2 something. And what is it? It's just an interface, but I don't think it's the best here for this. And I'm hearing. I'm hearing so much noise. I don't. If anyone
Well,
in the live, I'd like to know if it's
it,
annoying. If they're hearing it, if it's coming through on the live.
Caitlin
But
said
I'm
she doesn't hear any humming.
okay. It's just. It must be just the settings I have on this or something. I don't know. It sounds
Mhm.
pretty rough. But so the R5 Mark II, when did that come out? Because yours, you
A
had the
couple
Mark
months
One
ago.
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So that's new,
hmm
man. I
Yeah. I think it was a
I'm like
couple months ago,
falling
earlier this year.
behind on trying to keep up with everything, and
Yeah,
it's
dude, it's tough. Like, I mean, like Fujifilm, they just this year I think they brought out like 20 cameras. Like they just like camera after camera after camera.
I wanna own a Fuji. I think Fuji's like the
I
fun.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's not professional. I don't want to offend anybody,
Mhm.
but I feel like it'd be a fun hobby camera to have.
Yeah, like the I still want to get my hands on the X100 Mark 6, but it's still on back order.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Jeez.
for over like a year and a half, I think.
Because I remember you talking about when that was coming out, you were gonna buy one, and you
Mhm.
were waiting and waiting and waiting. Didn't you
Yeah,
order one? And you
'cause I did, and I
canceled it.
canceled it because I was like, "This is taking forever." Because I was like, "Okay, well, let me take that money and just put it towards the R5," which I mean, honestly, the R5 has come in probably more handy than what that one would, but I still
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Hopefully you end up with both. I mean, the new, like, Panasonic's been releasing some cool stuff, especially the new,
Mhm.
oh, what was it? The new ones they just dropped. Everybody's like raving about right now. It's the S1H Mark II? Is it?
Yeah, and then they dropped another one, didn't they? They dropped a 2 this year, right?
Let
I
me
think.
check here. I'm not sure. Mark II. Yeah, they're dropping some. But Panasonic's always been. I always think back to like the GH4 when that came
I
out that time.
know. That
It
was my first
had
camera.
everything. It was like a killer video camera for anybody who was doing any kind of professional videography or filmmaking.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I shot a lot of weddings on,
The old
man.
GH4. Um,
Not a camera that I would ever get rid of because I'm like, this is my first camera that I actually bought myself, so, you know, it holds some sentimental value.
There we go. So I'm now currently. Well, my background's gone. You can see.
Oh, no.
Hang on, y'all. Let me fix this. Maybe.
But if it's any of us that has gotten one of the most exciting cameras, Austin, what did you get this year?
Well, I guess I'll figure this one out later. So yeah, speaking of me not being like up to date on everything lately, is mainly because I've been really satisfied with my Komodo X, my Komodo XZ, which
Mhm.
I got right here. Um, Man, it looks so tiny when it's like this.
It
But
does.
it, but yeah, as you can see, I got a G Master lens on here. And if anybody who's been on my channel lately, I feel like I'm talking a little too much about red. I don't want to be like the red fanboy, but I kind of am. I really like this camera.
Mhm.
Um, so like when I see a new camera come out, I'm sure like most people, you just kind of look at it like, oh, I kind of want that thing, like I feel like I need to upgrade, or you just want it to want it, or if I had that one thing, it would do this other thing better for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I haven't had that since I got a red, other than my back and forth on switching over to Super 35
Mhm.
from full frame. I mainly shooting on the FX6, Sony A7 IV. I mean, I had Black Magic for a long time. I had a couple
Yeah.
4Ks. I shot on 6Ks. I like them, but I always wanted the full frame with good autofocus, and the FX6 definitely spoiled me in that. But now having something that is just, I mean, the image out of the Komodo, the KX,
Hmm.
I've heard a lot of people say this, and I'm sure people have already seen this talking online. It's there's a texture to it. There's a different look. It's easier to get a pleasing image. I think it's very easy. You don't have to do much to it, and the conversion LUTs that Red supplies too with this camera that you can get on their website. Just dropping those on, I mean, you got a really good image like straight out of the camera, and the flexibility of the Red 3D RAWs is it's hard to go back. But
Hmm.
now being on this side, like of that kind of caliber of image quality, and then going back to something like my A7 IV, there's still pros and cons to that. One, I mean, the files
Hmm.
do they do get a little bigger, but they're not as big as people make them out to be now. They're a lot. There's a lot. I mean, the ELQ and LQ. LQ's okay. I don't really shoot anything like so. It goes HQ, HQ, MQ, LQ, then ELQ. ELQ is like super compressed. I can tell a little bit of a
Okay.
difference with ELQ to LQ. So like I'll use LQ for client work, and then ELQ I'll use if I'm just kind of shooting around for YouTube or just testing a lens out or something like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with it so far, and I don't regret the purchase at all. That was always my biggest
Yeah.
concern. Was like, am I gonna regret this purchase? Because it was
Yeah.
not cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of cameras aren't cheap anymore, but it's a Red that was affordable for me. But
Yeah. Isn't it crazy though? Like when you bought it, isn't that when Red said, "Oh, we're slashing prices"? Was that
yes,
after that?
because I was
Yeah.
going to buy one, and then they dropped it. It went from like 11,000 to 7,000,
Hmm.
and then when they did that, then it was after the Nikon acquisition, and Nikon owned it,
Yeah.
and then Nikon put the Z mount on it, and
Hmm.
then once I found out I can adapt E mount lenses, which I've said so much on this channel, I keep telling the story, I keep raving about. No, it's E mount. It's changed my life. It didn't change my life, but I feel like this was one of my dreams to have, and now I feel like now I have a camera that inspires me and it does what I want it to do. And there's no, I mean, the image quality is I'm not going to get much better. There's no excuse why the image should be bad outside of my skill at this point. I can't blame the
Hmm.
camera. I can't say, "Oh,
Right.
I need to upgrade my camera." I was like, "No, I need to get better at something if it's not where I want it to be." But yeah, it's been awesome, and that's why I'm excited to start doing more of the passion project stuff here. And that's probably what we're going to be doing more on these lives, is
Yeah.
documenting more of that stuff. Lately, we've been working on a short film, um, and me and Andrew overseas. Andrew, me and him have been doing so much post production or pre production in shot listing and storyboarding, and we've came up with our own remote process. So I share my screen, and we just kind of go back and forth like video call like this, and it's been pretty efficient. And then I just got the idea, like, well, what if we start live streaming that?
Hmm.
Now doing that, especially in like narrative worlds, it would spoil the film. I
Yeah.
mean, because we're working through it, but I think maybe there might be something there. If anybody's watching this on the replay or made it this far at all, I'm curious to know if people would be interested in that. Because we may put that behind like a members only thing, so that way it's not out in public and spoiling stuff. But if people want to see that and come with us on a journey, my dog is wanting. He's like wanting up in my chair. There's no room up here, bud. You can't get up here. You can't get up here. Yeah, it's pretty funny. You can't see him. I need to get a I need to get a camera down here for him. But yeah, I don't know if people would be interested in that, but that's something I think we could do here that'd be fun too. And I think like you could, I think it'd be fun to include people in on
Hmm.
our projects too. Maybe we're trying to work through shot listing a scene and we're struggling with it, or we want to do something. We're trying to figure out how to get maybe from one scene to another, or what's something creative we can do to portray a certain thing, and then having community conversations to kind of give input on that or feedback. It'd be kind of fun. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
anybody gives like feedback, maybe they make their credits or something. I think that'd be really cool.
Hmm.
But um, yeah, a lot of those, and I think just even live streaming edits and just doing this. I just gotta get this. There's a lot of things I still gotta figure out with this setup. I'm surprised I made it
Hmm.
this far, and assuming we're still live.
Hmm.
But let's see. I'm gonna see if we have anybody even on here. It says we got 2 viewers right now.
Yeah.
There's
I
2
think
people
it
watching.
was up from 5 just a second ago.
Was it really? They
Uh-huh.
left.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'm assuming one is Caitlin. So yeah, but whoever the other one is, say hi. We're saying hi, hello. Um, yeah, we're
Well,
just talking about this is our first live stream set up, and we're talking about things we want to do here and nerding out about some camera gear too at the same time.
I think it's so cool. Like, ever since, we become friends, and you were talking about this film, like, there's definitely been like, you can see how far you've come, especially as far as, like, camera wise.
Oh yeah,
So
so
now it's, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to get too deep into into the struggles of this film, but yeah, we it's gonna happen, and we got some other things working too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was a learning process of setting expectations and then learning along the way of what actually goes into making a passion project film, especially coming from like a commercial background. Doing something on doing some narrative on your own, it's a whole different beast,
Hmm.
and in almost every way. And then when there's some parts of creative freedom, there's like decision fatigue
Yeah.
because it really comes down to who's writing it. And I'm not writing the film I'm working on either, so like that's I wouldn't be good at that either, like by any
Yeah. I
means.
mean, but like if it was like just you, like you and then the other two guys, like you're the only one that really knows the technicals, so it's kind of like, well, you know.
Yeah, I mean it depends on like this is we're keeping it very small, but like I said, oh
Hmm.
we could do a stream talking about this either, and I'd love to get them on there, the rest of the
Yeah.
crew on
Mm.
here talking about that. If they want, that's another thing too. Is like I need to talk to who's writing it because if he's okay with us live stream, which not list, I mean, it is putting
Yeah.
the story out there, and I don't know if we want to do that yet.
Hmm.
But I think doing a membership to help support our films here in the channel and bring people in and get
Yeah.
some insight on the process and be a part of it, I think that would be so fun. But we'll see if I can even make this work here.
We can make
Yeah,
it like a little cozy live stream.
yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's cool. I think it'd be really neat. I could probably get. I'd maybe if we can't figure out the screen share thing, which I'm hoping somebody can tell me, or I can figure it out. There's got to be a way. I can't believe how hard it is to find it. It seems like a
Yeah,
common thing you'd want to do. Oh,
really
folks,
though.
be able to
Yeah.
share the screen. So, and what I'm talking about here, I can show anybody who's watching this right now. If anybody can help, please leave a comment because this would really solve everything we want to do with this live stream here. We say I share the screen, which it's me. So I share the screen. It's me and James, or it's just two of us. I mean, I can build this out in another way. And this freaking background is bothering me. Um, I don't know which one it is. Nope, nope, nope. I don't understand. I don't know. There's a lot I got to figure out here, obviously. But anyways, this screen here, I can share this screen. I'm like, see, we're looking at the Panasonic SR Mark II. We can read the specs off on that. We go to like, I'm just laughing because this background is so screwed up on this. Anyways, I want to be able to bring up the shot list and all, but James can't see what I'm seeing and what you all are seeing now, right? Unless you have another, he has a window up, probably the stream, right, of the stream
Right. Yeah.
itself,
But
and you can
that's
see
like
it
30
there.
second delay, right?
And there's a delay, and I have it set to a
Yeah.
certain latency too for quality
Oh,
reasons.
okay.
But
Yeah.
still, if I could just share
Mhm.
it, problem solved. And
Yeah, for
literally
sure.
Google Meet and Zoom lets you do this. So I can't figure out how. I messaged some people from Ecamm, I haven't heard back yet.
Mhm.
I want to see. You know
As much
what?
as you can do inside of Ecamm, I'm surprised that that's not like, yeah, I'm surprised that's not like out there in the open where it's.
Yeah, I. It seems like a really common thing that you'd be able to do, but
Because
I
I
don't
can
know.
share my screen like on my end, but it's weird
And
that you
that
can't.
almost feels backwards to me. I'm struggling to fix
Does.
this here,
Yeah.
but yeah, it almost feels
Yeah.
backwards. Like I guess you have a guest presenting something, but I feel like if you were, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. What's really annoying me is this hum. This hum I'm hearing in my headphones right now is I don't know where it's coming from. It's somewhere in my
Yeah.
house. I have
Oh,
my
okay. Yeah.
AC's off. Nothing's running. No air's running.
That's so
But I don't
weird.
know. It's I think my gain might be set too sensitive on my monitoring headphones or something.
Speaking of headphones, dude, I was in I was in Norfolk, Virginia this past week on a work trip, and we had to go to Guitar Center for to pick up some extra things that the people out in Arizona didn't send us, and I don't I don't remember the name of these Sony headphones, but I was so surprised that they still sell them. I was like, I mean, they're good headphones. Don't get me wrong. Like they're I think they're like maybe $100, but like I've had these for 8 years,
Wow,
and
the
I'm
ones you
like,
got on now?
yeah, I'm like, they
Jeez.
still sell these? That's so crazy. I
Well,
mean, like I said, yeah, they're good. I mean, good headphones, but I just didn't expect that.
yeah, audio equipment seems to like not age as fast as
I
video.
think
Well,
so.
I think video quality is starting to taper. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, well, again, back to the red. I mean, having something like that that's affordable for someone like me,
Hmm.
that can acquire something like this, and this camera is used in feature films and
Hmm.
a lot of feature films. It's not. It's it's just crazy that the everyday person can get this kind of stuff in their hands. But anyways, its
Yeah.
image quality is. I don't know if it's peaked yet, but I feel like it has. Yeah, I think. I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
think it's
there's no
definitely getting
everything's
there for
good. I
sure.
mean,
Yeah.
it's it's more feature based now in these new cameras that are
Yeah.
coming out. Open
And
rate's
that's
big.
Yeah, and that's kind of what when I mentioned to you, because so my fiance's sister, she was looking into getting a camera, and so she mentioned the camera that she was looking at, and sometimes it's difficult to because so many cameras are so good now, where it's just like you can get a cheap camera and it actually still does pretty well if you're not doing anything like professional, or even if you are.
Well, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Actually, even I mean, the phone. I mean, it always comes back to
mhm.
people talking. Oh, the phone's good. Yeah, the phone's good. But the only time I actually was impressed with the any phone was it was the iPhone.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
iPhone and ProRes RAW was
Hmm.
actually super impressive, and we shot it was like a lifestyle um, documentary style lifestyle show for a local TV station here. We did some work on it, and we used um, it was the 6Ks, and somebody had an iPhone there, and
Okay.
we used the ProRes RAW out of that, and cutting that in together, it it cut pretty well for some of the shots we had in that, and
Mhm.
it's that was the moment where it really impressed me. It's like this cut right beside the Blackmagic 6K Pro,
Yeah, that's
and it's a
crazy.
phone.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
honestly, I think, like, with Apple, I mean, I know other phone companies are doing this too, but I feel like Apple's really taking, like, their biggest thing is their cameras. Like, that's their I feel like that's their pride and joy, to be honest.
yeah, yeah, it is. It's. I mean, I don't have an iPhone. I'm a Pixel guy, but Pixel right here. I like it.
Mhm.
It's its photos are good, but video, no, not good at all. Video's
Not really.
weird. It does a lot of weird, like, I don't explain it. It's like this weird exposure thing on skin tones. It does some weird stuff. It
Mhm.
really does weird skin tones. The photos are fine. They're great. They look
Uh-huh.
natural, but it's the video I don't get. And that's where I was like, kind of want an iPhone just for that. There's
Mhm.
a lot of scenarios where I think that'd be fun to have an iPhone and use. I mean, to pull it out and get ProRes RAW for stuff. I think that'd be.
Yeah.
I bought an Osmo Pocket 3 for that reason to be able to pull stuff out, like pull it out and shoot like spontaneous stuff,
Mhm.
but also just having that as my phone. There's a lot of times I forget the Osmo, and I always have my phone.
But you guys you've shot so much on the Osmo Pocket. It's so crazy how good that turns out.
Yeah, yeah. Wait till I'll show you something else I shot on it recently. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with how it turned out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the Osmo Pocket is like when it cuts next to something, especially like the red, you obviously
Yeah.
can see it, a quality difference. But when you see it by itself, not next to anything, it's. Oh, speaking of Osmo Pocket, my buddy Shalandon Walker's in here. What's up, Shalandon? Man, I gotta figure out how to get these comments where you can actually read them. They're like hard to read here. And the
He's the one that
size,
lives in my
especially for
complex, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
we live in the
right,
same
yeah.
complex. Shalandon, James, you can virtually meet here. And he's talking about the Osmo. So Shalandon got an Osmo Pocket 3. He loves it. Yeah.
Oh,
We've
okay, yeah.
we've shot some stuff on there. It looks amazing. But the Osmo is always it always blows my mind when he says it's an inside joke from tis the season. Um the Osmo Pocket, it it always blows my mind when you get it on a big screen. Like when
Okay. Uh-huh.
it's when you see it by itself and it comes up on a big screen and you're thinking, this is that tiny little sensor did that. So Landon says, "What's up, James?"
What's up, Landon?
Oh, we got Midwood Road up in here too. Midwood Road. What's up, Rhett? We are, as you can see, I'm like floating the comment around. We are playing with something new here, trying to figure out how to. So when it's live, I don't get my guidelines. Oh no, I can't do it straight. Um, we're trying to. We got a bunch of things we're trying to do with this live stream here if we can get this to actually work properly.
Hmm.
But we'll see here. What was I saying? The Osmo. It's
Hmm.
awesome. It's great. Image blows my mind. Midwood
Oh, he's
Road.
talking about the
I
festival.
can't. These comments. I gotta figure out how to do this. I can't see. I can't see. Like this is like I can barely see through
Really?
the background on these things. I think what I need to do is I need to move my comments over here. That'll probably solve it. That'll solve it. That'll do it. Okay. Shooting with the Osmo Pocket 3 was wild during the festival. It turned out super cool. Oh yeah. So we did a short film called The Festival with Brandon Froge, Josh Burnett, and Rhett, and there was a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people involved in it. Shout out to everybody there. It was a fun film. We used the Pocket 3 for a lot of BTS stuff in it, and
Okay.
Rhett actually ran around with it and got some really. It was low light. It was like really low light stuff too. It was at a festival at night, and it looked really good. I just the Osmo Pocket. Every time I end up using it, it always just blows my mind.
Hmm.
It's really easy to see. Rhett says,
Did be
"So cool,
next
dibs
guest.
on being the next guest." Yeah, I would love to have you guys on here. I want more people on here. This is fun. This is really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just well, if I can figure out a little bit of the technical side here, like where's my mouse? I don't know which monitor. I feel like I'm like looking for a fly, like so, like a mosquito or bees over my
Yeah.
head. It's like where's my mouse? I don't know where it's at. I just threw my whole freaking screen over. I think this is how it's gonna go. It's gonna be a mess. I'm gonna see if I can edit these on screen here real quick and see if I can make them a little more on brand. I'm gonna see if I can do that.
What do
Rhett
you
and
mean
Shalane.
edit
So
through
I have not figured out how to like edit the comment that's like on the screen right now. You can make those look different, but
I gotcha.
here
Okay.
I'm gonna, but I can't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring it up to edit because it has to be on screen to edit, which is seems there's got to be a way. I just don't know. I can only edit it when the comment's on the screen. So I wasn't
Oh.
able to do it before the stream until somebody comments. So now I was like, I guess we're all just gonna watch me. Let's do.
Edit
Let's
in
try to.
real.
Yeah, let's play with this
Yeah, okay.
little color picker here. Pick an absorb brand color. No, I don't like that. That's. Can you guys see that? That looks bad. No, this is a Caitlin thing. I'm gonna need Caitlin's help on this. This is not. I don't know. Now I screwed it up. Now it's always gonna look like. It's always gonna look bad. Hold up,
You know,
guys. Hold up. I'm gonna get this.
we were talking about like where cameras have gone as far as like, almost peaking, but not quite just yet. About the drones, like the new
Oh,
DJI one that just came out.
yes. That is. So I am. Sorry, you guys can't see what's going on my screen right now, but I got a mess going on here. I'm trying to fix this. I don't know where anything's at. Um, yeah, so I can see the comments here. Red's asking.
Uh-huh.
I lost everything. I'm assuming you can still hear me.
You lost everything. What do you mean?
There we go. I'm back. Um, how's the comment look? It looks stupid. I don't know what I did
Oh,
here.
let me switch over
The
here.
margins. I'm trying to do this on like a weird. Here we go. I can see better, ish, kinda, not really. Um, yeah, whatever. That's how they're gonna look now. All right, let's move on to. Oh my gosh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Caitlin says, "Rhett and she landed." Yeah, everybody's up in here. All four people.
I gotta meet some of these other
These are
people.
cool though. So Rhett's asking, what am I using to stream this? So this is Ecamm Live, and I've done a lot of research recently, talked to some people on like what to use to do this kind of thing. OBS I've messed with before. It's been a while, and if you're familiar with OBS, then this would just fit right in. Ecamm is, I mean, I'm saying user friendly as I'm screwing all this up, but I'm learning it and fixing it on the fly here. So it's
Mhm.
super straightforward and simple, but there's so much you can do in Ecamm, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. Like, I spent what, like 2 days, James, me and you,
Yeah.
like, when I was texting you about this, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna try this thing, see how it goes. Kind of threw together a little setup in here. Um, I wonder what happens if I do this. I'm gonna show you something here, right? Um, let's see. I have a B cam back here, but it's my intro screen, so it's probably gonna bring up a timer, and my mic's gonna hit.
Oh, yep, there it goes. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so the intro screen is actually. Can you hear me now? You guys hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. The intro screen actually is on a slider and goes back and forth, and that's like my countdown screen. I also have. I'm gonna do some like edit and chill content here, where I can switch here, and that's our drive here. But we can have like, well, we can also like look at things here, whether it's scripts or storyboards or editing, where we're just like editing projects live here and just kind of chilling, hanging out. I also can like bring a. Oops, I went to my outro screen. I can also bring a guest in here and do this too. And then I also got these little scenes I've built here with just me and James. So some of the things we want to do here on this channel is with the live stream. One, it's easier. Time has been really tough lately, so I thought this would be like a really easy way to create content, keep things going on this channel because this is fun to keep making stuff on here. And I thought live streaming is such a cool way to involve people live. So I think we can do some cool things like edit and chills where I'm just if I'm working on something, just edit here. I'll live stream it. We can just hang out and talk cameras. We can talk about the edit that I'm working on. Also, we have some films and other projects we're working on, and I think it'd be kind of fun to live stream our pre-production process. Whether that's shot listing, storyboarding, scripting, anything like that. I think it'd be really fun to do, and I think involving people in the community in on that, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
You guys let me know. I mean, I don't know if that's stupid or not, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. And the thing doing about lives are kind of. I mean, it seems like everybody's doing live stuff right now, but it's nice to
Mhm.
be able to do this and it's done. It's less time on my end, and if I can kill two birds with one stone right now, this is. I think it's a good route for the channel right now. But yeah, this is Ecamm Live.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I use this, or we started using Ecamm Live for work since what, last November. But yeah, I mean, we definitely don't get into the weeds like you have in just the past
Oh,
couple days.
I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, when we went live, or when we video called the other night, and you were like, "Yeah, you can do this and this," I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I did not like."
Yeah. The only thing I haven't figured out yet, and this is the biggest problem, is to do everything I was just describing to you, Rhett, that we want to do, I need to be able to share the host screen with all the guests. And for whatever reason that seems complicated, and it's probably not. Someone's gonna be like, yeah, you just hit this switch here. Someone's gonna show me and it's gonna be really easy. Because there has to be a way. But the guests
Yeah.
can share their screen, no problem. That's easy. I know how to do that. But I don't know how to share my guests out to James. So like right now, what you guys are all seeing on the live, James is not able to see that through the eCam
Mhm.
side that he's calling through. He has another window up of the live and seeing it the same time you guys are seeing it, which there is a latency there. So it's not really going to be efficient or work the way we were hoping to use it for. But
Mhm.
Mohammed, I don't know how to say the last name. Is it Aliasur? Aliasur? I'm
Oh
man.
yeah. Whoa.
Hopefully you guys are doing well. Greetings from Baghdad. I hope you're doing well too. Thanks for
Wow.
joining
Okay.
us. Awesome. I like your thumbnail there. What is that? What is that? What camera is that? Can we guess from here? I like that. Yeah, what are you shooting on? Tell us. Shalane, this is OBS vomit. Yeah.
Yes.
OBS is, I mean, I haven't used it in a while. It's free still, right? Like, it's still free.
I think so. Yeah.
Um, and then
Which I
Rhett said,
actually the as you know, Austin, I started that developing the photographer podcast.
yes, yeah.
So I've decided, I was like, okay, I was like, do I, record the first episode, put it out, record the second episode, put it out, or do I just like batch, record, which I think that's what I'm gonna do, because inevitably, like, people are gonna be like, a little bit. Sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I can't make it, da 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 for such and such region. So I was like, well, I might as well just have some in the barrel. Uh, but I started trying to edit in Audition, and I haven't used Audition since college, which was like 7 years ago, 6 7 years ago. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use Premiere and edit that. It was a lot simpler until I can really figure out Audition again.
Yeah, I haven't done anything on Audition in so long.
Hmm.
I've dabbled in it, but I usually like now I try to keep like everything in Premiere. I know it's not the best way for everything, but you can see me trying to edit the text box there.
Yeah.
Red, that would be awesome if you would join me in that. I know we got stuff me and Red are working on here. We got to get to. Been chipping away at. Let's see here. My dog is still trying to. I don't know if you guys can hear the leather like being clawed under me. He's trying to get up in my chair, but you're not gonna fit here. You're too big. He's an American bully. He's like almost 70 pounds. He's not gonna fit up in my chair here. So I am gonna try. I know it says I can do this after, but I'm gonna do this live right now. I'm gonna try to brand my little comment box here.
You said Audition is the worst.
Yes, let me bring that up here.
Yeah, it's
Audition is the
I,
worst.
and I was even trying to watch tutorials on it, and I was just kind of like, okay, I'm not about it. Never mind. I
Yeah,
like it. I already
Rhett,
know how to do it in Premiere, so.
Rhett, you have a sound engineer degree, right? It was, I'm not sure what it was. What it was. It was sound. He's a sound guy. So if he said, "Oh my gosh, my dog, he is jumping up in my chair." What? He doesn't do this. This is weird. What are you doing? You want to be alive? You want to go live?
I'm trying to think of the other program that we used back in college. I mean, it's industry standard. Oh my gosh, I can't even
Um,
remember.
Pro Tools.
Yes, Pro Tools. Yeah,
Yeah.
that, holy smokes, there was so much you can do, and I mean, that's definitely more in depth than obviously Audition.
Yeah, it's kind of like
So
those things. It's probably. I mean, there's a lot of like tools that kind of come in the middle ground and help the beginner, the newbie, the
yeah.
consumer. Like CapCut,
Right, that too.
Composer and
Yeah.
Adobe
Mm.
DaVinci, and then Avid, and then you got CapCut.
Which have you um worked any more within Resolve?
Yes, I've actually been in it
Mhm.
a little bit more lately, because I'm really trying to figure out a workflow where I can,
Oh
um,
yeah, Logic Pro X too. Yeah.
like I
Okay.
can cut cut in Premiere and grade in DaVinci. And actually, my brother Mason, if he's watching, shout out to you. I don't know if he is or not. I don't know if he watches the channel. He's been helping a lot on the editing side of stuff with what we've been doing here, and the way we've been working together. He's in DaVinci, and I'm still in Premiere. So we have to find a way to like round trip XMLs and be. It's kind of annoying because we got to figure out like we got to organize our workflow because if he does graphics, it won't. The graphics and text, lower third, and stuff like that won't work in Premiere if I bring it in and round trip it. So
Mhm.
we're trying to find the best workflow on that. He lately the way we've been doing it. He's been cutting down this comment that was just up here. He's been cutting down like the interviews and assembling things, whether it's like talking head stuff, testimonials, and really like assembling that part for me, the bulk part of that stuff, which is not as
Okay.
time
Yeah.
consuming and super helpful. And then I kind of do the polish. He'll do the music too. I'll kind of go through and touch up sound, color grade, and then any kind of graphics we need. I'll end up doing that. But that's kind of the workflow we've been doing right now on that stuff until we can figure out um, a good because like coloring. I don't expect a lot of editors to just know how to color. It's kind of everything. I enjoy coloring, which is
Mhm.
so backwards that we're coming out of DaVinci for me to color in Premiere. Where a lot of
Right.
people are like, "What are you so stupid?" But I'm getting there. I'm still learning. It's just I like right now I can color better in Premiere than I can in DaVinci, but that's because of me. That has nothing to do with the tools. I'm
Right,
not
right.
there yet. Where's my comment screens here? So
Oh
Rick
yeah, the Logic Pro
says,
X too. Okay, yeah.
oh, that's the last comment.
Okay.
Audition is the worst. He says, yes, I got a degree in audio engineering. Pro Tools, Logic Pro X are the two industry standards for audio editing. So see now, before we talk about that, why doesn't this like auto size to the comment? That's so annoying me. Like so annoying to me. Text box
Let's
shrink.
switch over here and
What?
see.
Dynamic. Whoa. Maybe.
Oop,
Does it feel
which
weird?
side?
That's everything in that thing, right? I need to fix that color of the border. I'm gonna mess the border right quick. Right quick. Let's brand it up a little bit. So, if anyone's just joining, we are learning this live, and I'm trying not to ruin it. Do a little bit of a border, corner radius. I don't know. I don't really like that, but whatever. I'm gonna leave it for now. Cut out text. That's not good. Opacity. Nope. Rotation. Whoa. Nope. Not gonna. Oh, good. There's no reset. Come on. There we go. Blend mode, transition. Oh, I can do a transition. Fly in auto. Let's try that. See what that does. I'm going to try your comment here. If I remove it. Whoa, there we go. That's kind of fun. Wasn't that so fun? Whee! Okay, so on my big videos, I export an XML from Premiere to mix and master in LPX. Is that Logic? Is that Logic?
Hmm.
LPX? To bring it back into Premiere before rendering everything. Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't
that makes
know
sense.
XML is XML just the audio file, or I'm still learning like XML round trip workflows and like how that all works in that. And then into when it comes
He said,
into Logic, how do you come back out of Logic? Do you just export like a wave? So fun, yeah. And it, woo, look all that. So like, I need to figure this out. Look at all that dead space.
Great. Right.
You don't need all that dead space here with this. This is goofy. And it's like tiny. Hmm. Dynamic scroll ticker. That's stupider. No one that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're
Oh
gonna read
my
it as it goes by.
god.
Um, I like fly. Let's do flying from the bottom. Oh my gosh, how do I dynamic? Can we stop? Can we stop the scroll? Can we stop the scroll? Um, this might be how it is. All right, but still, like I don't like all the dead space there. You know, it's weird.
It says a XML is basically a spreadsheet that logs video or audio time code. So then you're editing the original sources in whatever program you're using. Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Man, it's been forever since
Yeah,
I've
I've
worked
used
with
them,
audio.
and it's like I don't know how it works. It's magic. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Hmm.
I am. I want to keep messing with this, but I don't at the same time. Borders. Does that look okay? I mean, can we read that? Rhett, can you read the comments okay on your screen there? Or is that too small? Because like I'm looking at it on a monitor. I don't know what it looks like on a phone or anything. I wonder what it looks like if I bring it up. If I bring this up on my phone, what does that look like? Um, I just got a photo of my. um, Kratos, stop. Someone's screenshotting the stream, sending me photos here of it. And it's like the
Oh,
part where the screen's all screwed up when I was trying to figure it out earlier. Well, I'm trying to see like what does this look like on the is that font
hmm.
big enough, or there's
I'm
some
gonna look over
controls
here
but not
on.
like a whole lot. So I'm jumping into the live now on my phone. Let's see what that looks like here. It's That's fine. I mean, I can read that. I mean, I'd like it to be a little bit bigger, but now me jumping in is going to throw our numbers off probably. He said it's small on his iPhone there, so
Oh, there. Okay, let's
yeah.
see.
So let me see here. Hang on. Hang on. Let me move through here slowly. Let me get this up and figure out what um, my dog is. He is clawing my headphone wires,
It is.
but you're not gonna make it up here. Which I gotta get a camera so
Oh,
you guys can see him. Um,
looks like Mohammed put another. Well, he had a question. He said,
yeah.
"Well, I
Well,
need to ask a question." Send me
let me
you.
get through
Oh
Reds
yeah.
here. Make sure I got
Oh yeah, yeah.
Reds
I got you.
first.
Yep.
Did I go back too far? He said small on my iPhone. So let me fix this real quick
Hmm.
and give Muhammad's comment enough
Let's see.
space. Text margin. I don't know. That feels weird too.
Hmm.
Um, more options. Drop shadow. That's kind of cool. Um, I don't see. I don't see anywhere to like make it bigger. Text box shrink. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's what I want to do. Text box truncate. I don't even know what that means. Okay, that's also useless. Yeah, I don't know. I need to figure that out. That's something I need to work on here. So at least get it back to where it was we could read it, and then small edit text. Um, ooh, there we go. Now I can mess with fonts. Here, let me find some of our branded stuff here. BR. I don't know. I need to figure edit text overlay. So now I now know the window to get to. I can do this later. I think now to mess with this kerning, line height, text color, edit background. All right. I mean, is that okay for now? Text size wise, it is pretty small. Yeah, it's I'm gonna leave it. I'll mess with that later. So back to the comments. So sorry if it's too small. Um, Caitlin says comments are readable but super small. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I know. I'll get there. So let's see. Mohammed's got a question here. Mohammed says, well, I need to ask a question. I'm a Sony user. I have a ZVE1 mainly focusing on video, and I'm thinking of getting an OG Komodo because I tried B-Raw before and enjoyed it. So, is it worth trying? Okay. So, is Komodo worth trying? Is that what you're asking here? Over that? So there's a couple things to factor in here. As a Sony shooter, I see you said you got a ZVE1. I don't know how many lenses you got in. A ZVE1, is that a fixed lens? I'm trying to remember which one that is. Is it a fixed lens camera? Do you know?
I do not. I've actually never shot with Sony
No, no, no.
before.
That's exchangeable one because I know like the ZVE. Yeah, so it's exchangeable. So I was a Sony shooter. I still am a Sony shooter. I have multiple FX6s now, and I have an A7 IV. We have an R. So I'm still mainly in the Sony world and ecosystem. So I always wanted a red, and that was what held me off was the lens mount because RF lenses. I don't know if you looked into them. RF lenses are pretty expensive, but you can adapt them. There is adapt. You can adapt EF lenses to the RF. So if that's a route you're going to go, there's definitely a lot you can do with that. But if you're wanting to stick or go down the RF route, it gets expensive, and then trying to balance E mount and RF, like it can get
Yeah.
real expensive trying to have both of those systems together. But Blackmagic Raw is awesome. But I will say, and this is probably subjective, I feel like there's some objectivity to it though, but I Red Raw is not like Blackmagic Raw. It is, I think, so much better to work with. Blackmagic Raw is definitely second best. I would take Blackmagic Raw over any 8-bit, 10-bit. I prefer it. But lately, I don't know if it's just camera specific related, but I've been dealing with some noise shooting Blackmagic Raw on the 6K Pro. So we started shooting in ProRes. I talked to a buddy of mine, Josh Burnett. Thank you for that tip. Was in shooting in ProRes because Raw, it's not doing typically not doing any kind of noise reduction in camera.
Mhm.
So it was introducing noise way too easily, and switching over to ProRes solved all that for me. But I obviously lose the raw features in that. And on Blackmagic, you get those dual circuit native ISO. So the way, if you've used it, you pick which side of the ISO spectrum you want to be on, which circuit you're on. If you're going to be on the lower end or the upper end, and you're stuck with that. Even with all the raw flexibility you have, you're still stuck on one side or the other. On red, it's completely raw. Like you can go from ISO 50 up to 6400, and it's you can do it all literally in post. My camera's about to die. I'm gonna swap the battery out. I forgot to put in my big battery before we started this stream here. So I'm gonna go black for a second. I'm gonna put it on you, James, on for just a moment here.
Sounds good.
So
You said Kratos cam.
all right, can you hear me?
Hmm.
So this is it could be going worse. I was took the battery out, and it must have been counterbalancing my tripod because the whole front end just went just smashed down on that. Um but the OG Komodo right now is price wise, it's gone down. And if you are in any Facebook groups, there's a lot as of like yesterday and the day before. A lot of people are selling their Komodos right now. A lot of them are. And there's a lot of bundle deals right now, and a lot of bundle deals, and they're really good deals. Like I keep seeing them, and I keep going, oh, I need to go. I want to buy that right now because it's like I seen one. It was like 3,700, and it was like the Komodo, a couple V-Locks, media cards, an adapter.
Whoa.
Yeah, but because the camera new is now only $299 now, you can get it for $3,000. But now because it's so cheap, everyone is trying to sell it. Is trying to maximize what they can get out of it by selling like bundle onlys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something too. So OG Komodo, like if it was still like $4,000 or $5,000, what was it? It was like I think it was 4,000. I can't remember what it used to be. There were so many price changes over the past 2 years. I can't keep up with what was what. Um, I'd probably say just rent it. But yeah, I think if you could rent it, borrow one, or just find one to try. I don't know how much the OG Komodo is to rent right now, but it is in a more affordable range. Because that ZVE1, I don't know if you're are you asking to sell, if you should sell your ZVE1 to switch to the Komodo, or is it going to be addition? My dog is now panting, so I'm sorry if you hear that. He's like getting
You know
frustrated with
that
me because I keep pushing him down.
that's one thing that's hard for me to do is like, once I buy a piece of equipment, then I'm like, okay, well, a few years down the road, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna upgrade. Then I'm like, oh man, but I don't want to sell this. Like, what if I need it for this particular reason?
Yeah,
It's really
I,
hard for me to sell.
I'm
Like,
that same way, and I find sentimental value where it's not needed to and things. Like it's just a thing
same.
where, like now that I have two Sony FX6s, my first one's sentimental to me. The second one's not. Second one is utility. Same when I had
Mhm.
Black Magics and I bought more. Was the first one was important to me, the others are
Mhm.
not. So I ended up selling some of those. But um, yeah, I need to get a dog bed in here. I guess if he's gonna hang out in here with these. Um, if he can still try to jump up my chair. Okay. Yeah, I still haven't figured out the comets thing yet. Oh my. I was trying to climb the back of my chair. Bud, I think I'm
Man,
gonna
he
have to
really
open.
wants to be on camera.
You wanna go out? Going out? Yeah, I'm gonna open my door and let him out because he's probably gonna get worse. Here you go, bud. Well, I opened the door. He's the option to leave, so he hasn't.
Oh, the Sigma 18 to 35 is a really good lens. We can both
Let me
attest to
see.
that.
Let me see here. What does he say? The the beginning of Sony gear, and I've only used one lens, the Sigma 28 to 45, And also thinking about getting the Komodo Sigma. Okay, yeah. Oh, the 28 to 45. It's funny you said I just bought one off a friend of
Yeah.
mine. That is actually what I got right here. And this is a horrible example of showing the lens. But you were looking at the 28 to 45 right now on the A7 IV over there. That's, like I said, not a good example of what it, what it, what the quality of the lens looks like or anything. But yeah, I really love that lens. That's the 1.8. It's a very interesting lens. Very interesting. But the 18 to 35 is the cropped version of the 28 to 45. So
Hmm.
they're one is just newer and full frame, and the Sigma 1835. I also had that, and I use that on. I've used it forever,
Yeah.
everything. It is like if you had to pick one lens on the Komodo, that would probably be a good one to have. I mean, depending on what you're doing, obviously, but that one's tough not to recommend because of the value and the price of it. But if
Yeah,
you
I've been.
go, so if you got, see, I don't know if you when you jumped in here, Mohammed, but we were just talking about my Komodo here. I got the Z mount because I mount my EF lenses to it. So it might be good for you to try an OG Komodo, whether if you can get your hands on one to try, see if you like the red raw, the red files, and it could be worth it for you to like wait till you can get one you can adapt your E mount lenses on, and then you could use that 28 to 45 on there too. But I mean, an OG Komodo, it's crazy to think like an OG Komodo with um, an alarm going off somewhere. An OG Komodo with an 1835 right now, like that value bundle, like I mean, what like 10 years ago, James, like an
Mhm.
1835 prime, like it's like they call it like the zoom full of primes because it's just it's so tack sharp and great at every focal length. On a red camera, you can get for under 5 grand. Like that'd be under
Yeah.
5 grand. You can pick all that up, especially on the
Hmm.
used market. Like that's crazy. That'd be a killer combo there. But yeah, if you were going to own and stick with the RF, because you would need the RF to EF adapter to be able to use the 1835 on that. But yeah, I mean, if you're happy either 28 to 45 in that focal range there on that, you'll be happy with the 1835. But
Yeah, I've been using 18 to 35 since like maybe for 8 years now, I think, because that was the first lens I got. Well, especially when I started college. Yeah, and it was my only lens for a long time, actually.
it's a killer lens. This one I won't
Hmm.
sell. Like it's found its way on a lot of shoots all the time, and it's usually like if I don't know what to bring, that's usually the lens to use. I mean, you just don't have a good zoom, but it's you got your 18, your 35.
Yeah.
So Rhett,
Speaking of,
oh sorry, what were you saying?
oh no, you go. You can go ahead. Yep.
So Rhett is asking, what am I using to put my camera into EasyCam? It's actually I don't know if ECam stands for easy. It's just ECam, and it's
Mhm.
ECAMM Live, ECam Live. Um, it might stand for easy. I don't even know. I'm fairly new to it, but I am just using right now. This is my. I wonder if I can flip my camera here. If you guys can still. Oh my gosh, my dogs. This is not a. Never mind. I'll have to go there and pull focus. I'll go back to this. So, I'm currently running my. This is my Sony FX6 run with a. I have a cheap Viltrox 24 millimeter lens. It's like a real cheapo lens. Run into just an Elgato Cam Link, and that Cam Link is into an Anchor hub. And I have this hub with all the stuff hooked up into it. And then I also have for audio my pod mic. This is not a USB pod mic, so I had to use my. I got a Shure MV2. It's just an interface, but like so compact. I don't know if you can see it here. It's so little. Like it's basically just an adapter, and it adds a headphone jack and a USB-C port, and I just plug this in, and then I can run through Shure's app here to kind of run my EQ and compressor. It's I don't know I'm not real happy with the audio setup here, but it's just straightforward and easy for me right now. And then on my B cam, I have it run into an A10 Mini. Or hold it up here. It's just dead. Blackmagic A10 Mini because I only have one cam link. And well, you might be asking, why don't you just run both cameras into the A10 Mini and then switching there? I could probably do that, but the way Ecamm does their live scenes, I haven't quite figured out how because the A10 Mini it'll read it as one camera source, and I have to switch manually. Where Ecamm, I can build these scenes like my intro scene counts down from my B cam, and then it'll automatically go into my A cam after that's done. So if it was on, if they both were through my ATEM, it wouldn't know there's two cameras there. So I need to get something else. So it's weird. I have like an ATEM and the cam link here. It's kind of annoying. And then I have the Shure, but I have all this run into one. Oh, and I also have the I think it's just called prompter from Elgato. So like I'm looking at your comments and stuff here on the screen. I can see James here. I've had to move it around a little bit. That's why I was saying it was like hard for me to read the comments through the teleprompter with the current background of font and stuff I have there. But I can see everything just looking directly into the camera now. Looks like I'm looking right into your eyes, but I'm actually looking at your comments right now. I am when I turn over here, I'm looking at another screen. This has like all my audio settings, and I can see the preview screen of the whole stream here to make sure everything's working, everything's good. So if I'm looking over here, that's what you're seeing here. And then I have my bigger, it's actually a TV here. That's my main display where I have things up that I might be looking up or I'm editing on or whatever. But yeah, so that's how I'm running it straight in, just HDMI into Cam Link, which converts HDMI to USB, and then that's just going straight into my Mac Studio. On that. Speaking of Mac Studio, I know Rhett, he just bought a pretty beefy Mac Studio.
Nice.
Really beefy.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, Mohammed says yours is not 3 years. Yours is not. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I know. Mine, the KXZ is 7,000. It is significantly more. I just more than double. I know. Um, so wait, I don't know how long. I mean, I don't know your financial situation on that, but if it's depending on your lens and where you want to go, if E-mount is important to you with Komodo, then waiting and getting something you can adapt those lenses to, it might be worth it. Because with the RF mount, there's no way to use any E-mount lenses on the RF mount with any adapter. So I mean that's kind of the pain. That was the only reason I held off on it. If I could have, I would have bought probably an OG. The color science is slightly tweaked in the KX too, but yeah, I think if you could, it'd probably be worth it. Especially, I mean, honestly, like if you had an 1835, like you're covered. I'd run with that for a while. And
Hmm.
for two cam setups, if you still have your Sony EV1, I am always. You can ask James. I'm always mixing and matching just
That's true.
a ton
Yeah.
of random
Yeah.
camera brands. Sony. Like usually if you're on any multicam set with me, you'll see Sony, Blackmagic. You'll see multiple versions of Sony on there. Now you'll see Komodo mixed in there and all that too. It just takes some time to try to match them all, and it's not always exact, but typically for the that I'd be doing that on, clients don't know. So yeah, and I mean another thing to factor into this is something that really steered me away from the OG Komodo. Can you hear my dog panting?
A little bit.
Okay, I apologize for that. He's just panting under my desk, so I don't know how to mitigate that. I need to have a dog pant filter on or something. But so the media in the OG Komodo is different than the KX. The OG Komodo uses CF Express cards. I think it's just regular CF Express, right? Is that what they're called, James? This the bigger
Hmm.
fat
Yeah.
cards.
Yep.
Those are significantly more expensive per gig than CF Express Type B, which the
Yeah.
KX has,
Definitely.
which they're smaller. You only get one option in this, but the CF Express Type B. Will this pull focus? Does this if I cover my face? These tiny. I wish. I don't have one with me. Never mind. But CF Express Type B, these tiny cards here. This Angelbird 1 terabyte I got for I think it was like $200.
Hmm.
$200 for that.
That's why I'm glad that my R5 takes the B because
Yeah,
if they
I
they
B
took
have
A,
this
I'd be like, oh no.
Type A is what the FX6 takes, and it's expensive. So here, let's jump in here for Mohammed. Let's do this. I don't need just me. Let me take the comment off here. So I remove that comment off the screen so we see. So we can look up. So like, let's type in CF Express. So like, see, I got mine on sale. That's not the same one I got, but I got mine on sale. It was like $200. So CF Express. You can see, just for reference, these are what the FX6 takes. 160 gigs is $400. Like they get expensive. This Angelbird 1 terabyte they make for that's a Type A. That's for FX6, $500. But TV Express, It is just tight. It's just CF Express, right?
Hmm.
That's what they're just called, CF Express card. I'm gonna type it for Komodo. See what comes up on there, so I can get one that because I don't know the exact data rates. Komodo. Komodo. Yeah, it's like the red one here. $849 for 512. Now, obviously, you don't have to go the red. Angel Bird makes red stuff, so the Angel Bird still 512 gigs, $400. 512 gigs, $400. Okay. Type B. I don't even know if that's not the same one I got. Is it? Yeah. So Type B, you'll see right there is already. I think it's that one's faster than the one I got. So the one I got is probably even cheaper. So CF Express Type B cards. That one is faster than I got. I don't know if there's a. I got the 1785 one, but I got 1 terabyte. Maybe they only have this one. So that one would work, I believe. So that one's faster than mine. So yeah, it's still you could see $300 for a terabyte compared to what we were looking at before. What was it, the CFast for 400 for 512? So like for me, that's why I wanted to go KX because of the media. The media was going to, and it depends what you're doing, what you're filming, and how important it is to you too. How much are you filming? But I knew I was going to end up spending a lot more in media, going with the OG Komodo on that. But I mean, the biggest selling factor for me was the Z mount, so I can adapt my E mount lenses. That was the biggest reason I did that. I went KX over OG Komodo. But yeah, there is a price difference. He said, yes, I did. Mac Studio was almost the same cost. My A7 IV Sigma 24
Yeah,
to 70
buddy.
Mark II in audio like gear. Yeah. Um, do you want to put the specs in the chat, Rhett, that you got on that? If you're still in here, the specs. This thing's a monster. He got like
Yeah.
this.
Dude, the Mac Studios are just insane. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
they're expensive, but I mean,
they're totally worth it. Like
oh yeah,
mine,
yeah.
mine's the M1 Max, and I've had it forever, and it's I bought it when it first came out because I mean I've probably told the story before somewhere, but um, I had built my PCs for video editing. I always built my PCs. I was struggling during the pandemic when GPUs were like hard to get,
Mhm.
so I was trying to build another one. Couldn't find the parts I needed or anything that was within a reasonable price. So I went to Best Buy, bought this new M1 chip Mac Mini. It ripped through a
Oh, I
multicam
remember
4K
when you
edit,
did that.
and I was like, yeah, I bought it like open box. Like I got it for like it was like $400. It just blew my mind. I was like, this $400 Mac Mini is ripping through what my $2,000 custom built PC was trying to keep up with, and it did it better and faster. So then they just announced. I think me and you did. We did a podcast talking
We
about that.
did do it, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and then they announced the Ultra, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go like balls out and buy the most expensive Mac whatever, and I bought the Ultra, but it was on back order. So I was like, okay, so I went back to Best
Mhm.
Buy and I bought an M1 Max base open box again to hold me over. And I was gonna sell it or return it, but this thing has absolutely done everything I've ever needed it to do. So I've never felt like I needed to upgrade. So I canceled my Ultra order and saved that money. But the M1 Max, I still don't feel like I need to upgrade. Every now and then, if I do like some heavy multicam stuff with graphics, I start to see it hiccup. But it's
Mhm.
not really. I haven't felt the need to upgrade even yet. That's pretty old. He says 1 second. He's gonna. Okay. Oh wait, I was past Muhammad's comment here. Go Muhammad. There is a bundle deal on eBay. A Komodo will red CFast 512 and a red card reader and a side grip. All that are see. That's a pretty decent deal. I mean, that's just depending on the grip. The 512 because that's $300. Because there's a lot. I mean, unless you get like a big bundle deal, and a lot of people are not going to mark that Komodo down because these people probably paid $6,000 for it.
Yeah.
And now it's devalued so much to where they're trying to get squeeze every last penny they can out of it. So that's almost a new price, but yeah, you got to factor in the meat of the card and the side handle. I'm curious to know which side handle it is that he's selling it with because I bought my side handle used because these things are expensive. So like, I had the red wing grip. I like this thing because I wanted something else on there. I mainly got it to add like audio accessories on here, but the outrigger handle is this thing's like $475, like almost $500 for that.
Holy smokes.
I bought it used for like 250 off somebody, but it's like, yeah, that's so expensive. So if it's the outrigger handle, it is a really nice handle. Like it's hard to beat. Like I love the handle so much. It just like one with the camera. It feels like it's part of it. It doesn't feel like it's like attached. It feels like it was built with it. Grip is nice, and you got the record button up there. It's really convenient. But yeah, I'd be curious to see what the handle is on that. But I mean, like Mohammed's saying here on eBay for $3,000, a red Komodo right there on eBay. That's so cool. It's just so cool. Like the Scarlet one came out years ago. That was like the first time I thought red was um what's the word? I want to say achievable, acquirable. It was like realistic to possibly own one from where we were.
He said that text
But
right off.
okay, so Rhett, did he get his? I see he got. Oh yeah, so Red has the Mac Studio M3 Ultra chip, 28 core CPU, 60 core GPU, 96 gigabytes of unified memory, 1 terabyte SSD. Tax hashtag tax write off. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Um,
Probably rate everything off the year for that. You probably said, yeah. Well, so I am curious, Rhett. What what do you plan on doing with 98? Like, what do you need so much memory? Or is it just you just needed more of a tax write off? 98 gigs. I have 32. Well, I did say like it does start to barely hiccup if I do a lot of graphic stuff, but Red does do a lot more graphic stuff than I do. He's really heavy into that. So maybe I'm just curious about that. The one thing I do wish I had was the 1 terabyte. I have the 512 because, like I said, I want the base. I just keep a 2 terabyte SSD plugged into it there. Caitlin, question for James.
Ooh.
I have a friend that's getting into landscape photography. They currently have an iPhone, and but they lost my spot. They currently have an iPhone, but they are wanting to start learning how to use an actual camera. Any tips for them? So, any tips for
Mm.
somebody who is switching from iPhone and stepping into the real professional game?
Yeah, as far as landscape goes, I guess one of the biggest things for me is what's your foreground, what's your background, what's your midground, like what is your composition? I think that's one of the biggest things for me. Um, but I don't know how into photography that your friend is, but especially like I don't know whether they wanting like what camera or like what like what time of day, like what do you know what exactly that they're wanting to know, or is it just like in general like
Like what kind of lenses and stuff they would probably be
hmm
looking at? Yeah, because like
yeah,
depending on lenses are probably gonna matter more than the camera for that, right?
yeah, for sure, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably something for somebody who's used to a phone is probably not used to thinking about what lenses to use. So like that would probably be the good place to start. Is like learning the type of lenses and their strengths and weaknesses there.
Yeah, as
Um,
far as like for landscape photography, I only ever do it in the morning or at golden hour. I've done like some like right after like blue hour. I've done some right after that after golden hour, which looks cool. But I'm going to be visiting Arizona in October, so I'm super excited to do landscape photography there.
mm,
Like that's going to be insane.
yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So you probably don't need anything. You don't need like super low light unless you're doing like astrophotography stuff, right?
Right.
I think.
Yeah. Exactly.
What do you think would be good for them to learn first, like setting wise? Like, would you recommend them shooting manual or
I probably would. Yeah, because I think manual would probably be the best. Yeah. Let's
Okay, okay. I
see.
have these
Just
comics
shooting at the
way bigger for me to read now. Now I can see this. I
Oh
got
shoot,
it.
what
I
happened
got
to?
it. Muhammad said, so it's the wing grip with that that
Yeah,
kit. The wing grip is nice. I like it. Actually, there's some moments where like I said, I
okay.
love the outrigger handle on the Komodo, but when you take it off and you just have this wing grip, there's something about having, I don't know if you can see it well here. There's something about just having that. Let me see if I can pull focus to my, just that little wing grip and then the little cube body. Something about that just feels so cool. Like it's just so tiny, and then to have this tiny cinema package with that little wing grip, because you don't want a grip, and the wing grip is fine. Like I find myself holding it a lot too. Like as I'm walking around, if I'm shooting and I just need to like hold it at my side, I find myself holding that more than the outrigger. I like the outrigger if I'm really need a stable grip a shot, but the outrigger handle is just, it's good to have a handle on the camera at least. Another thing to consider with the Komodo 2 I didn't mention is the uh, the monitor. Like you need a monitor with it, um, and it's only SDI. So there's more options out there. And I don't know if you already have one. If you already have one, you're probably good. But it is only SDI. You can't go HDMI. And there is USB-C port on it, and you can't run any kind of video on it too, because there's the option you can use your phone, and you can do that. Wouldn't recommend it for like professional work, but if you're just kind of filming around for yourself, or getting to know the camera, or it'd probably be fine doing some talking head stuff. Just don't know how it would look, but it works. You can use your phone and get a little phone mount on it. I do that around if I'm doing anything around the house too. Is like I can just plug my phone in. Well, one, you don't have to follow SDI protocol, and I don't know if you've heard of that, Muhammad, or not, but that's another thing you have to follow with the Komodo is an SDI protocol. It's possible to like fry your ports on there if you don't follow that. But I like the wing grip.
But,
The wing grip itself is like $100, I think.
but you never really even have a big setup for the red, right?
No,
It's
I
pretty
do, and
minimal.
I did, and then I keeps.
Or
It's
yeah.
funny because I've been downsizing it. I actually love, and this would work with the OG Komodo too. If you end up going that route, Muhammad, wooden camera. I love wooden camera. They have. I don't have it with me right now, but the top. I have this option to slide a top handle on and off, and it's a tiny handle, but it's hard to find a good top handle that also works with an outrigger. That was my main issue. Is I couldn't find a top handle that would also work with the outrigger handle because I loved this handle so much. Wooden camera made a good one. It is expensive, but it would be cool to have two wing grips. I thought about doing that for like super light, just light. Maybe if I'm just shooting some YouTube stuff where it's a real, really minimal shoot, maybe just a quick interview. Just have a tiny little kit out there. It's kind of cool. Okay. Caitlin says, back to the photographer. They're a beginner just shooting as a hobby to get out and explore new places. They're looking for a beginner camera and photography tips in general. Well,
Okay.
um, I've seen good things about that Sony EVE1. Maybe Muhammad could say anything about it. I've never used it. Muhammad, I know you said you're more video only, but how is the ZVE1 when it comes to photography? Is it easy to use? Is it pretty straightforward? You might know.
Yeah, I guess for me, I always go. I'm definitely a Canon fanboy, but Canon just came out with some newer cameras. Well, honestly, for photography wise, I don't know if I actually would recommend those, but like the Mark One of the what Canon R6 is a good one. I mean, I feel like that's. I'm trying. Let me see. I don't remember how much is that. So yeah, you can get it's around what $1,600. I think you can find it used, so it's not too crazy. But
No,
as
I
far as
mean
like
that might be crazy to somebody who's just starting out from their phone,
right,
but
yeah,
I feel like you've probably spent that on your phone. There's people. I
exactly,
mean,
yeah,
yes. I mean,
yeah,
possibly. Um, I wasn't. I always spend more on my. I've always spent more on my camera than my phone. I never really kept up with the phone. The Pixel
yeah,
9 Pro is the most expensive phone I ever bought, and the most newest phone.
yeah,
I'm usually always behind there on that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're upgrading from your phone, you probably are going to be spending upwards of $1,000-ish. Like, I don't know if there's
yeah,
any because if you're going because usually anybody who doesn't want to spend over 1,000, it's almost you almost want to say, well, then just stick with your phone then because your phone's
hmm.
fine because you spend quite a bit on that. But the
Well,
Sony,
yeah, that's
yeah, I don't know. Canon, no. Canon just released a what was that one, James? It came out like 2 weeks ago.
uh, yeah. Well, there's one that's
The
like a
new Power
bench.
Shot.
Yeah, PowerShot, yeah. I think
Um,
that's like almost like a point and shoot type of camera.
is it exchangeable
Um,
lens?
no, that one's not.
Which one?
But
There's.
I know the one you're talking about, yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's not.
It was
Yeah,
the
because I feel like if you're upgrading from your
R50 or something like that. R50.
if you're upgrading from your phone, you probably now I'm really confused. I just
And
we have two
see,
comments
yeah,
here.
if you're upgrading from your phone, it's almost really kind of difficult to recommend a camera that you're going to need to go out and buy a lens for, but you could also do bundled deals. Like Amazon has a bunch of bundled deals where you can get like a kit lens with it where and there's always Amazon is always having deals on those. I think B&H does too, but for me, like if your friends like really looking for like landscape, uh I'd honestly recommend like a 15 like to 35 millimeter is normally pretty good, or a 24 to 105. I know, like if you went the Canon route and you're like, oh yeah, okay, the R6 isn't too bad. Um, uh, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh no, there's the RF. Oh my gosh, what is it? It's not the L series, but the cheaper one. Um,
I don't
I'm
know. I was
completely
thinking of
spacing that.
the one I was thinking of was probably like this R50. It does have an
Yeah,
exchangeable,
the R50. Yeah.
which I don't know much about. That is under it is 840. But here's the thing though, is I'm not hating on Canon, but if you go RF, those lenses are expensive. They are expensive.
Yeah,
But you
there's
can
some
always
that
get
are like that are cheaper, which is the non-L versions, I think.
yeah.
Um,
I
but
don't
still, yeah, that's yeah. I'm trying to think of another like. I mean, and we talked about this a little bit, Austin, a little bit ago, where it's like I think before we got on the live, where it's almost difficult to recommend a camera now because everything is like so good.
yeah.
Um, it's really just price point. Like, what's your budget? What are you doing with it? Are you making money off of it? It's type of stuff. But if this is just for hobby, um, and that's the same thing I think I told you earlier about my fiance's sister, where she's looking at like a Fujifilm X-T5, I think it is, and it's like
Mhm.
2,000. Um, and I mean, if you're just using it as a hobby, you can always just get one lens and be done. Like, get a versatile lens, but
Yeah. Yeah. It is always hard to recommend now. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with. I know
Mhm,
when a new camera is announced and like who the brand is from, but trying to like compare specs and stuff. I'm trying to get back on to staying up to date on that.
mhm.
But like you said, it is it's you're not really gonna go wrong. I think it's all budget and just be aware of your lens pathway. Like
Yeah. Mhm.
the lenses and well, wherever you go down the lens route, that's where you're going to end up being. I don't want to say cornered, but it's harder to sell a bunch of lenses. Like I was saying earlier, I wanted to go Komodo, but we were invested in a lot of E-mount lenses, like a lot, and
Yeah.
it'd be so hard to justify switching all that over, and it'd be hard to sell all that to switch over to RF, and RF is more expensive. So yeah, but then when they made the Z-mount, all that value actually went back in the other direction, where it's like, oh, now I see a lot more value in this camera.
Yeah, yeah. Um, oh shoot, I think I lost my
Go
spot.
down to Midwood Road. Rhett. He says he does a lot of graphic design, After Effects, 4K video editing, as well as some audio mixing production. But this was higher end of the off the shelf Mac Studio, so I got it quicker. Yeah, yeah, he does. Like I said, I know he does a lot of um, graphics and After Effects work in there. Also, I've been running into some issues with. I didn't realize how much power audio takes. Like I didn't realize that.
Mm,
Like you start really getting like layers of audio and messing with audio, I really start noticing some. Not like my computer's bogging down, but I know it's trying more. I was like, all right, it's trying a little harder, and then I turn off any of my audio effects. I was like, wow, this. I always thought audio didn't pull that much power, but I guess it does. Rhett would know more about that.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's an investment in my ability to do client work, so much headroom. Oh yeah, I think I think you're good for a moment. That my base model is Like, man, what did James? When did that M1 Max? When did the M1 chip came out? Because the Max came out the same year, I believe.
Yeah. See, I think that started in 2020 because we were already friends, and I don't think when we were on that first film together, I don't think that
No,
hadn't come out. The
no, it
silicon
didn't
chip
come out
hadn't.
yet. No, because I remember it was one of our first things we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was
Um,
around 2020 timeframe, which is crazy because now they're at the M4 chip, and
yeah,
I'm
which I
like,
don't. There's not an M4 Ultra, I don't believe. I think the M3 Ultra
there's
is. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna last a moment. Mine still, like I said, I still don't see any reason to upgrade mine. Mine is. I did some test live stream, so I was able to do a live stream and still do some multicam editing at the same time. So my computer's processing
Hmm.
all that, and
Yeah,
it still didn't hiccup. So definitely got
yeah,
headroom there.
which is crazy because what was it? Not the Mac Studio, but I think it's just called the Mac Pro. Remember that thing where it looks like a cheese grater?
Oh yeah, I feel like
Dude, that
that
thing is
wasn't around that
so
long.
expensive.
Yeah,
So they updated the internals. It still looks the same, but dude, that thing's like honestly, no one. I feel like no one needs something like that unless you're an actual
I
production
don't
house.
know.
But even
It's
that,
nah. I got a it's an M3. I think it's a base M3 Mac laptop. You got
yeah,
one
the
too, don't you?
laptops, yeah,
And
yeah,
that is almost on par with my studio. Like my
yeah,
M1 Max is pretty much as good as my M3 Pro. The only difference is I have a lot more RAM. I do see a difference in that on my
mhm.
studio. Like my studio does outperform when I'm doing multi-layered. Like I'm doing a lot, especially when it comes to like graphic stuff. I think my studio holds up better.
Yeah. And when you're talking about like not seeing a difference, I literally we got the M3 MacBook Pro like last year. I just or my work just sent me the M4 MacBook Pro, or yeah, the M4, and really, yeah, I don't see a difference at all. So it's like I think you can go like I don't know, like maybe like 3 generations, 4 generations without really seeing a big difference.
Yeah, it's these M1 chips are amazing on that.
Hmm.
Mohammed says, I'm thinking about the monitor because the SDI protocol using in it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've shot my phone a lot, an iPad. I mean, you could use an iPad. The app, the Red app is amazing, and just using the app connecting directly to the Komodo, there is very little latency. It's pretty quick, but you can also plug USB C straight into it and just you don't have to worry about any of the latency at all. It's pretty like dead on accurate. It's just like plugging a monitor in when you go in USB C on that. I've done it a lot on my phone. I have a little phone mount whenever I want to go super minimal. I usually just don't use the phone if I'm doing anything that's client facing. Just one for that. I just feel weird about just throwing my phone on there. Two, I don't like using my phone because if I'm getting calls or whatever through that, I don't want to interrupting my shot. I don't even turn notifications off and all and whatnot. But it also is like my phone is it's I mean it's a Pixel 9 Pro. Um, I can't see focus very well, and that's really the main thing. It's like it may look like it's in focus, but I like to have at least a 5-inch screen on there. But some people don't like the 5 inch. I know Rhett always likes the biggest screen possible on his. But yeah, five. I'm okay with the 5 inch. I think. Uh, but yeah, that is really cool. How many, if you could mount the iPad on you, that'd be pretty cool. But if it's just stationary, just throw it like a talking head interview, or if you're doing stuff like that, it's on sticks. Throwing up like an iPad stand or holding the iPad and having the tripod right next to you, like that's a killer setup right there. That is, and especially to just get you by for a moment. I haven't bought any super expensive STI monitor from mine. I have a couple Atomos Ninja 5s, and I just bought the SDI module for that, and that's how I run into it. It's a little bulky. It's not my favorite monitor to use, but that's just gonna hold me over till I can buy the red monitor because that one looks really nice, but it's so expensive, like $2,000 for that. Port
Oof,
keys make some
yeah.
really good ones, where you also have the touch controls for the red in there too. I don't know if the red monitor works. I want to say it does not work with the OG Komodo. I feel like that was one of those stupid things I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think it's only KX. Caitlin said, I think the used market is probably a good place to start for
Mhm.
iPhone upgrade, while also just getting into photography as a serious hobby too. Yeah, used market's great on.
Yeah.
I mean, for anything, especially this, I definitely price it because it depends on what you're looking at. Lenses don't really devalue, so trying
Yeah.
to find lenses used, you might find a deal here and there. But if it's worth saving a couple $100, definitely go used on that.
Yeah,
Camera
and I've never
bodies
had any
too.
issues with the used market, to be honest.
No, I actually buy a lot of I buy used or open box from like whether it's B&H, Best Buy,
Yeah.
Amazon. I
Mhm.
don't do a lot of the Facebook stuff. It's
Yeah,
just
neither do I.
I did
Yeah.
well. I mean, I just bought my FX6 off Facebook. It was a Facebook bundle deal on that. But yeah, I don't know. Like Facebook, usually those places, those if you go into like any kind of photography groups, depending on what you're looking for, usually there's a group for any camera out there. You know, there's like every single camera model has its own group. If there's something you're after, you can go in there and sometimes you can find something that people are selling. Because you never know. There's some people who are just wanting to get rid of stuff and it's not worth anything to them. Or sometimes, not to take advantage of anybody, but sometimes there's people that buy a lens or buy a kit. That they know nothing about it. They go to Best Buy or Amazon. They order a big old kit of a camera body, cards, a couple of lenses, and they realize they just don't like it or they don't do it or like it's been sitting for like a year. So then they sell it like they would sell like a car because they don't know the value that it has. They think it loses the value after a year, and it's like no, that thing probably still you probably get almost new out of it, but some people just don't know. So you never know what kind of deal you'll get out of it and what it's worth to somebody. Some people just want to get rid of the crap.
Yeah, that's like the R5, for instance. I mean, that came out years ago, and it's still, it
Yeah,
still holds its value. Yeah.
yeah. I've I've done that with some things I've sold where it's like I've had it up. It's like, I just want to get rid of this thing. I'm tired of looking at it. I want it gone.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out my setup I want here that I can see everything on. So I have like a little tiny preview. That'll work. Okay. Yeah. Mohammed, I'm curious in your photo, your YouTube photo. Oh, if I just click that, I don't know if I just click that, something that just pops up now. But yeah, I'm curious,
Yeah, I
Mohammed, in your
wonder. I was
photo, if
trying to
that's it.
look at.
What's that?
That's what I was trying to look at too, like in the comments. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder.
I want to know what that if that's a ZVE one. That is one of the coolest ZVE ones I've seen rigged up on. I would never guessed on there, but yeah. So I gotta figure out. I hear squeaking. Is that on your end?
Yeah, it's my dog.
Dogs are featured today. We need to get some dog cams.
Yeah,
I thought about after we
man.
started doing this stuff, about putting a dog bed in here and putting a little camera down there on him. A guy I watch, Scott
Oh.
Bolgum. Have you ever heard of him? He does a stream and
I don't
he's
think
got a
so.
dog
Yeah.
cam on there. It's hilarious. He does a lot of red content too. Um, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I want to try to do here or talk about. I know we said we are gonna go for like 2 hours, and we're coming up on that here. Hour
Yeah. Yeah.
49.
Wow, it really didn't doesn't seem like it, but
No, this has actually been really fun. It's been really
I'm
fun.
actually really impressed about the engagement we've had on this first one.
Yeah, this is fun.
Like, yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, so like we're talking about doing this more. Like I said, we have a lot of ideas we want to do with this, and there's gonna be more people on here. Yeah, Rhett and Shalandon, you guys will definitely be on here too. This is um, there's no specific schedule we've come up with for this yet. It's not. I don't think we will do a specific schedule. I was gonna talk to you about this, James,
Mhm.
because well, one, my schedule's everywhere. I mean, it's kind of why I want to do these too, but also so is everybody else's, I think. So, like, maybe if we do, we're here, we are on Sunday. Sunday may not be a good day for somebody that has to work or can't catch us here and there. So, I think we kind of we might play by ear. We might be going live like late or early this day, just here and there, everywhere. I know I'll be going live. I'm gonna try to start going live whenever I'm working on some certain projects. So,
Yeah, yeah.
people want to hang out with me or not, fine. I'll let it by myself like I always do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be
Oh.
fun just kind of chat about cameras and whatnot. Or even you, James, if you see me live and you're like, that's what's cool about Ecamm. If I'm editing live and you're like, hey, can I jump on whatever or talk about this?
Yeah, I think it would be a
Totally.
good way to keep up to date on things quickly, I think.
Yes, that was an
'Cause
issue we always
yeah.
had was me and James did a show called The Creative Talk, and we did it for like a year, didn't we? At least,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, maybe a little over,
Um,
yeah.
and we had it was always hard when some camera news would come out and we would be like, "Oh, did you see this?" And we're sending stuff back and forth. And we're like, "When can we record? When can we record?" And then we would jump on record, and it'd already be like a week, and then I'd be like a week of editing, and then it would go up, and it'd be almost like it was never. It would always get buried, and we could never like talk about it in real time with
Yeah.
people. Doing it
Hmm.
this way is fun because we can jump on, talk about something while we're stoked and excited about it,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
also people can jump in here and talk with us too about what they think about it, and
Hmm.
learn in
Yeah,
real
that's why I'm
time.
so excited about
Yeah,
this.
and I love that Ecamm keeps us
Hmm.
all like it's just I don't know. I'm really, really, really liking this. The quality's great.
Hmm.
It's so easy to use. It's straightforward on how to do the scenes. The only thing it's not straightforward on is how do I share my screen. Oh, I have to
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I gotta figure that out. And then once I figure that out, I think we're good. And then yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do here on that. Is there? I don't know if you can think of anything, James. That things we want to talk
Hmm.
about. The camera, like camera breaking news, I think it'd be so fun if we can jump right on here.
Yeah, that's yeah. And then I know like, this towards the end of this year is when the new computers will come out, the new iPhone, so we'll see what the cameras are like. We'll see if DJI, we'll follow see if DJI actually comes out with their first camera. So
When
we'll
they
see about
do,
that.
we're gonna be right here. Yeah.
Yep.
Brett says, "Love to see you live streaming. Stoked for more." Yes, there will definitely be more because
Hmm.
this is more fun than I thought. This is a lot
Hmm.
of fun. Um, I might work on a little bit of the setup. Yeah, I want to figure out there's more ways to like engage, to get people in here more. I think, I believe. Nah, I can't do it on here. Never mind. I'll say I wonder if I can get people in the comments to like jump in here. But yeah, I can build a scene out too. So say Rhett, if me and James, you and Rhett need to meet. You guys have
Yeah.
met.
Yeah. Definitely.
So there's a if we're doing this, I just have to create a scene for it. And you want to join it, like, hey, you can text me or whatever, like, I want to join the stream, or can I join the stream today, or whatever. I could just email you a link. I haven't seen the other side, James, but is it pretty easy?
Oh, yeah. It's very easy. Yeah. It's literally
Awesome.
just clicking. You put your name in, and yeah, that's it.
So it's kind of like Riverside, but yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
it is. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think we'll probably end it up here, unless there's something else you want to add. I don't know if Mohammed's still here or not, but yeah. So anything else you want to add, James, before we jump off here, or anything you want to talk about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Just excited for the next one.
I am too. Yeah, we'll be jumping on here, like I said, more. I don't know when we'll do our next one, but I know I got some editing to do. So I
He
definitely be on
said,
here editing. But yeah. All
said the
righty.
list of people you keep telling me I need to meet is growing long.
Who
That's what Rez said. Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
Oh.
A people's person. Well, I I feel like I'm not, but I'm like,
Oh,
oh, you guys need me. It'd be fun if we all hang out. But yeah, uh, we definitely need to do something. Well, hopefully this
yeah.
live stream is like going to be a productive place for all of us to also get content, make content, hang out, talk. I can do work while we do this, and yeah, we'll get
Two
some
birds, one
virtual
stone.
coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, or three. But yeah. All right. So we'll end here. Thank you guys for joining the stream, and thank you for commenting, Mohammed. No, go away. No, the comments go away. Mohammed, it was nice having you in the stream here too.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see you in the next one. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, and if you're watching this on the replay, we will be watching the comments too. Uh,
Mhm.
Let us know, especially if you made it this far, what kind of stuff you want to see from us and what you want to see us do. Like I said, we have a production company here. We do a lot of client work, commercial work too. Everything from Hulu commercials to social media. But we also are what we're trying to do here on this channel is dive more into the narrative filmmaking, mainly the stuff that got me into this personally before it became a career. That is more fun, more passion focused, and learning along the way. So, like I said, we got a couple films we're working on here. One specifically, and there's a lot of pre-production work. I think it'd be fun to stream. But like I said, I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet. We're still figuring that out on that. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to throw this outro screen up. Hopefully it works because it worked
Yeah.
earlier by accident. So,
Fingers crossed.
all right. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.